Alright guys, welcome back. So this is our giveaway video along with the video explaining the components of the frame as you will get them. So what we've got so far here is we've got a completed frame. This is how it'll come out to you whether you win this drawing or whether you purchase one. So I will be doing the drawing of all those names into that little bin there at the end of this video. But before I do that, I want to explain the frame and how you guys will receive it and the color options and such like that. So if you don't just want black, as you can see, this is black with red panels, and I'm not sure if my colors are good with this camera, but this is a nice bright signal red color. And so what you'll get is your little screws for the grip panels that'll come with it. You'll have your frame, and everything will be assembled. You'll have the studs inserted. You'll also have, I opened up the wrong side first, and you will also have, let's see here, you will also have square nuts inserted into there. So you'll be ready to go, mount up. Another thing I wanted to walk through with this, and I know I touched on it a little bit in the other video, but what we've got going on here is your set screw spots here, which come reamed and threaded, and then you also have your spot for your safety, which comes reamed and threaded. You do not get a safety with this frame, as I said in the previous video. Now with this, these are 440, just like with any other frame. Perfect example, the stock composite single trigger frame. You have your 440 thread right there for your safety. So everything's 440. So what you will get, I'll give you a rundown here, is you'll get your frame, your solid studs, the 4 screws that mount the grip panels on. The grip panels, you will get trigger in carbon fiber plastic material. You'll get a trigger pin. You'll get a set screw for here and a set screw for here to hold the trigger pin in place. And you will get your square nuts inserted into the bottom of the frame here. And that's what you will receive. Everything will be assembled. It'll come in a box. For the US, I'll be doing small flat rate. For outside the country, I will be doing whatever it takes to get it there. But yeah, so the last thing I wanted to touch on with the set screws here, they are not directly above the hole. They are at an angle like that. Well, let's see here if we can, let's see if I can get the angle right. That gives me more meat when I'm printing and threading to get the set screw in, whether you're using an 1/8 inch set screw or a 3/16 inch set screw. So you'll be able to use your smaller set screw with your safety assembly in here, but you can also use a little bit longer one if you want to get a little more bite, a little more action, or if for some reason you find a longer spring you want to use. Whatever your choice is, but it gives me more meat to bite into since this is not aluminum. Aluminum, no problem. You just thread it. You're gonna have enough there for you to thread into. This, it gave me a longer channel, and everything works great with it. I even put in one of my own safety assemblies. Still works just fine, no problems. Just so I could test to make sure that when you guys got this and you wanted to put your own in, if you decided to, then you could. And so that works great. Let me get these panels back on. So that's what I wanted to explain to you guys about the frame. If you have any questions, you know, I've got my the videos. You can always comment on the videos, or you can. There is now, I made a Facebook group so that people can get in touch with me a little easier. That is RKM 3D Designs Facebook page. And it's a public group. You guys can ask to join or whatever you want. You post up there, ask questions. You can message me, whatever you need to do. I'm on there. And you can go from there. Another thing I wanted to go into with you guys is, obviously you saw the red panels, because black is good and everything, but some people want some color. So what we've got is, we've got, of course, our black, we've got our yellow, so that's a real nice bright yellow. I know my color is off. Red, got a leaf green, and then you've got this natural color. Since this is a one perimeter box, it looks transparent. It is transparent. When you print, let's say, a frame, that's what it looks like. When I put my finger inside that gap, you can't see through it because of all the layers. So when you order panels, they'll have a little transparency to them, but they won't, they'll be more like this than being able to see through. You can't really print totally clear when it comes to 3D printing unless you mess with the settings and use specific plastics. So just address that. I also have this blue. It's more of a marine blue. This is kind of a deeper blue. It's not like these zip ties where it's a sky blue. Those look way closer than what they really look like on the screen as I look at them. But this is a darker, deeper blue. And then I also, this is a different material, but I'll make panels. I won't make frames out of them. So just to reiterate, all the colors I've showed you here, I can make frames out of, or I will make frames out of. Also, I have magenta, fluorescent green, and they're calling it Dutch orange. So I can print frames out of that. I also have a purple. I know some people, this is a good purple. It's kind of like that sharp purple. It's not really an opaque. This is a sharper purple. This is in a different material. I can make panels, grip panels out of this material. I will not make frames out of it. It's a more expensive material, so I can do panels out of it. So I thought I'd explain to you guys the colors that I offer and that I can get out. I also can get a hold of other colors like a sky blue. I have a bluish white, and all sorts of other colors that I can get a hold of. If you guys ever, if you're wanting to order a frame or order panels for a frame that you've already purchased from me down the line, you can ask me if you can ask if there's a certain color available, and I can give you the color SKU, or I can put it in my my threads. So I'll post up on the forums, I'll post up on Facebook, I'll post up in my Facebook group so that everybody can take a look at it. But other than that, frames are done. Every frame that you get, whether it's this drawing frame that you're lucky enough to win, or if you purchase one from me, they will all be tested on my setup I have here, which is an X valve, ULE body, barrel, die barrel, and an EMAG rail. So nice stiff setup. Valve shoots great. There's a video up on the public group, my RKM 3D Designs group, that shows this shooting, and that way you guys understand that I'll be testing these before they go out. So they will shoot just fine on the on my setup when they go out, And there you have it. Hopefully, and this is another thing, hopefully down the road I am able to get a hold of my own safety assemblies. It'll be just the same safety assembly that you get in all your IntelliFrames or your composite single triggers or your M86s that you can put in your M86s, because M86s don't come with safeties, but or your Luke's mini verts or whatever frames he's making. And then that way I can start sending frames out with safety assemblies. But right now I just couldn't get them held down and get them in, and so at a price that I wanted to get them in. And so I left it up to you guys whether you wanted to put a safety in or whether you didn't want to run with a safety. So I guess without further ado, we'll do the drawing. I know it's not the craziest thing in the world, but here are the names. Like I said before, it'd be cut off at this time, so 9:10 Eastern Standard Time. So let's see, there's all the names. I know it's sideways for you guys, but figured I'd show them to you before I put them in the little container here. So let's get this angle down so that nobody's like, well, that name didn't get put in there. So let's see here. They're all in there. We'll bend them up, shuffle them around. Draw a name out. See who it says. Alright. Winner of the drawing, Zach Sundberg. Sorry if I butchered your last name. But you won the frame. Get a hold of me wherever you reside on the internets, and we'll get your information and get the frame out to you. Other than that, that's all I've got going on. We'll start getting frames out to people for anybody who wants a frame, and then we'll keep moving on with projects, getting frames out to people and creating other projects. And I know this wasn't the craziest video, but like I said before, if you want to keep updated with things I do, hit that bell. It's appreciated if you guys hit that subscribe button, and if you liked the video, hit that like button. If you didn't, you know what to do. But with that, I'll leave you guys and keep it going.